Today, we're diving into some major news about the iPhone 16 lineup. Apple is doing something completely unprecedented this year, with not just 4, but 8 different iPhone 16 models hitting the market. Each of these models will vary not only by hardware, but also by software features. Let's get into the details of how this fragmentation is going to shape the iPhone experience depending on where you live. So, Apple is set to release the iPhone 16 series, which includes the iPhone 16, iPhone 16 Plus, iPhone 16 Pro, and iPhone 16 Pro Max. All these models will be powered by the new Apple A18 or A18 Pro chipsets and finally feature at least 8 gigabytes of RAM. This upgrade is necessary to run Apple's latest AI technology, Apple Intelligence. But here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just about 4 new iPhones. Instead, Apple is launching 8 distinct models, each tailored differently depending on your region. The differences aren't just minor tweaks, there's significant changes in both hardware and software. Let's start with a unique version of the iPhone 16 that's exclusive to the European Union. Thanks to the upcoming iOS 18 update, European users will gain unprecedented control over their devices. Apple is making these changes in response to the European Union's Digital Markets Act, which is pushing for greater customization and freedom on mobile devices. European users will soon be able to delete default Apple apps like the App Store, Safari, and even Apple's default mail and messaging apps. This means you could replace them with third-party alternatives like Chrome, Outstore, or Google Wallet. Imagine having an iPhone 16 that doesn't even have the App Store. For those in the EU, this level of customization will make their iPhones feel completely different from those of the US and other parts of the world. On the flip side, while European users will enjoy more freedom with app customization, they'll miss out on Apple's new AI-powered features. Apple Intelligence, which was announced at WWDC 2024, is a suite of AI tools designed to make the iPhone smarter and more intuitive. Unfortunately, due to the strict regulations of the European Union's AI Act, Apple has decided not to roll out these AI features in Europe. This means that while US users will enjoy features like typing to Siri, smart messaging replies, mail summaries, and advanced photo editing tools like Cleanup, European users won't get any of these enhancements. Apple has cited security compromises as the reason for withholding these features in Europe, but it's clear that the local legislation plays a significant role in this decision. This creates a stark contrast between the iPhone 16 models in the US and those in Europe, making them feel like entirely different devices. This fragmentation in the iPhone 16 lineup isn't just about a few different features. It fundamentally changes the user experience depending on where you buy your phone. In the US, you'll get the full suite of Apple Intelligence, making your iPhone a powerful AI assistant. In Europe, you'll have the freedom to customize your iPhone in ways never before possible, but you'll miss out on the AI features. This raises the question. If you're in Europe, you'll have unprecedented control over your apps and system settings, but you'll miss out on the AI features. This is just the beginning of a new era for Apple, where the iPhone you buy might be very different from the one available in another country. What are your thoughts on this fragmentation? Do you think it's a good move by Apple, or is it just adding unnecessary complexity? Let me know in the comments section below. As always, see you in the next video. In just a few months' time, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will succeed the iPhone 15 Pro Max and take on the mantle as the best and most advanced iPhone out there. Although there's plenty of time until September and a lot can change, we seem to know a lot about the upcoming top iPhone model based on rumors and leaks. How is the iPhone 16 Pro Max shaping up against its predecessor? What's changing and what's staying the same? Let's see how the iPhone 16 Pro Max shapes up against the current best iPhone Apple has in its roster. First up, let's talk about design and size. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will inherit the same design language as the iPhone 15 Pro Max, employing the same titanium frame with a completely flat screen. The major difference between the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the iPhone 15 Pro Max will be size. The upcoming iPhone screen will grow to 6.9 inches across, a significant bump over the iPhone 15 Pro Max's 6.7-inch display. To achieve this, they're likely shrinking the bezels down even further and making the phone itself slightly larger overall. As per the rumors, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will measure 163mm in height and 77.58mm in width versus 159.9mm and 76.7mm for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, respectively. A small but notable change, all things considered. The iPhone 15 Pro Max debuted with an action button instead of a mute switch and a USB Type-C port at the bottom, so those two features will be carrying over to the newer model as well. However, the iPhone 16 series will be scoring another button, dubbed the Capture button. Colors-wise, the iPhone 15 Pro Max was available in 4 understated and titanium-inspired colors. We've heard that Apple might use another titanium processing technique that will make the iPhone 16 Pro Max glossier and also more capable of retaining colors. Moving on to display differences. As mentioned, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come along with a significantly larger display, measuring at 6.9 inches across. Aside from the size, we don't clearly expect any other major changes. We're certainly getting a liquid Retina XDR display with an OLED panel delivering superb colors, contrast, and exceptional maximum brightness. The screen will support 120Hz ProMotion refresh rate, making scrolling through the interface and on-screen content way smoother. Now let's delve into performance and software. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will feature a second-generation 3nm chip, possibly dubbed Apple A18 Pro. As one can imagine, we expect that the Apple A18 Pro will have better performance than the Apple A17 Pro. Due to the heavily rumored focus on AI for both iOS and the iPhone 16 range, we expect that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come with a much improved neural engine to take care of all the generative AI features. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will also be a first to debut iOS 18 with a focus on artificial intelligence features. The new iPhone 16 Pro Max will also support faster Wi-Fi 7 and a more power-efficient 5G modem, keeping you future-proofed on the connectivity front. Let's talk about the camera. As the iPhone 15 Pro Max delivers a host of important camera features, chief among which is the new 120mm telephoto lens, the iPhone 16 Pro Max could finally address one of the forgotten cameras that hasn't recently scored any significant overhauls, the ultra-wide. Analyst Ming-Chi Kuo believes that Apple will be introducing a 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. When it comes to audio quality, iPhone Pro Max devices are always up there with the best, setting the benchmarks for all other manufacturers to measure up against. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will be no exception. The same generally applies to haptics too. iPhones are arguably the best devices when it comes to haptic feedback, giving us precise and accurate vibrations that are sufficiently strong yet not overpowering. Lastly, battery life and charging. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will reportedly feature a much larger 4,676 mAh battery compared to a 4,422 mAh battery in the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Charging-wise, we haven't heard anything about a potential charging speed increase, but we hope to see one on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So far, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is shaping up to be a logical improvement to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, delivering key upgrades in important areas like screen size, performance, AI, and battery life. Thus far, we haven't heard anything particular about a potential price increase, so it's safe to assume that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will start at $1,199 for the 256GB version. Of course, if there's an iPhone 15 Pro Max in your pocket, then you'll probably have few reasons to upgrade to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Stay tuned for more updates on the iPhone 16 Pro Max as we get closer to its release date. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest tech news and reviews. Thanks for watching. Until next time.